Hi everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison and today we'll be going over the markets, we'll be looking at the Bitcoin chart and a few news stories as well. Now this is not my normal live, I'm doing this pre-recorded, so I'm just taking the kind of Christmas and New Year period, just a wee bit of time to experiment with things, just to see what is going to work and what is not going to work. I'm still going to be doing my lives after the New Year, but I just want to kind of experiment a wee bit as well. Okay, first of all, if you want to join the free Telegram group, we've got a free Telegram group for CYT-Crypto. There's a link down below. Also, if you want to join Uptrend as well, it's a new crypto social media channel that's opened up. And there's a link down below for Uptrend as well. I'm going to show you the image for that. I've joined it. I've been posting on it for the last 4 weeks or so. And you can earn 1UP tokens for your content and even for commenting. You don't even have to create content. You can, as long as you join and you comment and you interact with the community, you can earn 1UP tokens, which you can trade for Bitcoin, or you can trade it or cash it out, whatever you want to do with it. So join Uptrend as well. Really good social media platform as well. I think you'll really enjoy it. Okay, let's get into the markets just now. We'll see what's happening. Just refresh this at the moment. Okay, we have an overall market capitalization of $194 billion just now. And we've got Bitcoin dominance of 68.8%. Now, obviously, Bitcoin has fallen big time. Yesterday, it did get up to around about the 6,600 level. And we'll look at that. And it's closing the CME gap. We spoke yesterday of that CME gap. So it is closing that gap. And I'll look at that in a second as well after we've kind of done all this. Who's the winners and losers? We have Bitcoin is up 40%. I don't know what's going on with Bitcoin, but it seems to be really up and down just now. Very low volume on Bitcoin just now, $27,000 just now, so I don't know what's going on there. MaidSafe coin is up 13%. VeChain is back up, thank goodness, is up 10.81% as well. Luna is up 10.75%, so there's only 4 in double-digit greens. In the red, we have Eternity, V-Systems, Nash Exchange, Crypterium, Silverweight, Nexo, Matic is going back down again as well. So in the red, we probably have about 60% in the red, 40% in the green. And we'll look at the gainers and losers over the last 24 hours. And we've got Vera is up 187% on 65,000 volume. GameStars is up 59%. eBacchus is up 51%. Acropolis is up 47%. This is all projects that have traded over $50,000 in the last 24 hours. BitCloud Pro, 46%. Simone is up 38% as well. Okay, fear and greed index, we've got down to 25. Now we're back to the extreme fear kind of level. For the major cryptocurrencies, this is not all cryptocurrency markets, but it's for the major cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Cardano, Litecoin, etc. So mainly Bitcoin, I have to say. So we're down to extreme fear again because of that Bitcoin dropping we'll say $500 nearly. And slightly going back up, but we'll look at that in a second. Crypto bubbles, we'll just have a quick look. Bitcoin, you can see, is a big one. Luna, VET, MaidSafe, Solve is up as well over the last 24 hours. This is in USD, and we'll look at the hourly. Paints a different picture. Solve is up 6.4%. Luna, SXP is up. That's Swipe. Engine Coin is going back up. XVG is up as well over the last hour. We'll look at Satoshi value, see what the difference is there. Not much, but it comes up more in the green. So you can see predominantly green here with the crypto bubbles. Okay, we'll look at the Tide.io. This is just looking at Twitter language for various cryptocurrencies and looking at the sentiment of it, and it looks to be quite good. If we look at the sentiment and correlate it with the price, rising or decreasing as well. So Bitcoin is kind of middle of the road at 49.12. Litecoin is the same. EOS is down to 40.208 and 28. Ethereum is down to 40.7. XRP is middle of the road as well. Binance going down all the time, 34. Not look at Bitcoin SV or Bitcoin Cash. Tezos is down to 38.8. And we'll look at individual coins and see what's going on there. AST down 8.66%, but the sentiment is high on that, so that could be one to look at as well. Relative trading volume is low though. AGI has got a high daily sentiment, down as well, so it could be one to look at for a turnaround. TNT looks good as well, 74.31. Relative trading volume is not that good. NEO down 3.5%, relative trading volume 113%. Sentiment is quite high on that, 68.51 as well. So Ethereum, Phantom, Lisk, Terion, Singularity Net and AirSwap all high in daily sentiment. And that's in the top coins as well. Okay, we'll have a look at Binance just now. So who's doing well on Binance? I was looking at ARPANET, or ARPA Chain as well. Cocos is up 25%, it's just shot up. VChain is up 16.67%, that's good to see. Be ashamed to see that going down. It did get down to around about the 68 level, and that corresponded with the, I think it was the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement level as well. HOT is moving, but it's not. It's really only trading between 8 and 9 Satoshi. STX has done well over the last couple of days. It's up as well. So that's doing great just now, when it's moving up just now. And we'll just see price increase on that around about 56% from the 15th of December. So in the last 2 weeks, up 56%. That was a good ROI on that. Who's the losers? There's not that many. Mostly under 10%. Usually get a few over 10%. We'll look at KuCoin as well. I know KuCoin doesn't have much liquidity, but it's got some great coins on it, or great projects on it. VET is up 12%. VID is up 8.73%. Tomo's still doing well on KuCoin as well. CBC is up 27%. We'll just look at the volume on that. Volume is 0.06 Bitcoin, so that's not good. BPT is still going up. Still rising. That's Blockport. Where is BAX in this? We've looked at BAX before as well. Just see how BAX are doing with the non-announcement. They didn't announce. 370 or 3.17 Satoshi for BAX. If you don't know, KuCoin do it in 10 decimal places instead of 8 decimal places for Bitcoin, for Satoshi value. So really 317 represent 3.17 Satoshi. Okay, we'll look at the Bitcoin chart, see what's happening. 7,258 for Bitcoin. Now we did get up to 7,697, so say 7,700, so it's fallen nearly $500. However, this could be a good thing as well for the Bitcoin price, because if we look at, this is the CME futures, and we can see over the weekend, we closed on the Friday at, I think it was the high is 7,235, and then we opened here on the Monday is 7,411, or something like that. But this gap is usually filled on CME. It usually gets filled here, this gap here. And it's not done that yet, but we're close to filling that gap. For me, the quicker the better that we close that gap. So we need to go down to 7,220 and then bounce back up from there. So it's not a bad thing that we've come down. It's not a bad thing at all. What did we get down to? 7,208. So we've not closed it according to the BTC1 chart. We've not closed it according to that, but I'm looking at this and saying, okay, we've already closed that gap. So now it's time for a bounce back up. I think I'm looking at here is this trend line here, or is this support line here for Bitcoin. We've never really gone below this more than a couple of days, and I'd be worried if we kind of fell below this and we stayed below this. That's when I'd be worried about the Bitcoin price. As it stands, we're still above this line, and if we look at the monthly and the weekly, we kind of always tend to follow this line, and we have done for the last 5 years, all the way from 2015. Up here we can see bounced off, bounced off, bounced off. We're doing exactly the same again. We've come down below it a couple of times. We're doing exactly the same again. So I'm not too worried. If we go down below this and stay down below it on the weekly, on the daily, on the monthly, then I'd be concerned. At the moment, I'm not too concerned about the Bitcoin price as long as we stay above here. We have crossed down over on the weekly, the 7 EMA crossing down over the 50 EMA. That is a bearish sign, so that's not good. So there's bullish scenarios here and there's bearish scenarios for Bitcoin just now. I'm going to get rid of this channel. We're still in this channel just now. We're coming up towards the end of the year, but I'm going to get rid of that channel now. We're still within that channel, but it's this support line that I'm more concerned about. And we need to kind of stay on this support line. And I think we're going to get a big bounce up from here. I said it here at 6,400. I said it's not going to stay here for long. It's going to go back above this line, and it did indeed go back above the line. And I think it's going to happen again. We've closed that CME gap. Psychologically, that is a good thing. So now we can start to kind of travel back up the way from here. And what we don't want is falling down below the 6,900 level, or tomorrow 6,958, or 31st 7,000 level. We need to stay at these levels and above. Monthly looks good as well. You can see we've followed that, and we can see exactly where it's bounced in August 2015, back here in 2019 as well, hit it in 2016, so it's followed this line perfectly as support, and the kind of upper lines as well, back in November 2013 when it was 1200, and then when we go to this level again at 20,000, and if we come down here and we can project it all the way into the future, which we've done already, and we can see in a couple of years time Bitcoin is going to be $186,000 at its minimum, and at its peak 1.2 million kind of the end of 2023. So this is what I'm looking at, this projection of this line here, particularly this support line. That's the main thing I'm concerned about just now. So all other stuff is minutiae, it's just all the kind of small stuff that's happening in between. Looking at the bigger picture, that's what we have to focus on. So keep your eye on the bigger picture and don't kind of worry about the minutiae. Okay, we'll look at a couple of news stories. China is issuing bonds on blockchain as a sign of what's to come. So the Central Bank of China has recently issued 20 billion Chinese yuan, $2.8 billion of special bonds, which is sold in order to fund small and micro enterprise businesses, according to the China Development Network. This recent issuance of the 2.8 billion in bonds is nothing to look twice at and was largely expected, given the bank's inclusive small and micro enterprise loan balance of 404 billion yuan so far this year. However, these bonds weren't issued the standard way, piquing the interest of market participants the world over. Instead, the Chinese Central Bank used blockchain to organise the affair, which could be seen as a surprise when one considers China's stance on decentralised technology. Now, for me, we have to look at China and what China are doing with regards to blockchain, with regards to cryptocurrencies, with regards to CBDCs, if they're going to issue their own central bank digital currency as well. We have to look at China because I think they're going to be leading the way. Same as Japan as well. We have to be looking towards the east because America is not leading the way, and we have to understand that. Europe is not leading the way. Britain's not leading the way. All the other countries, it's the east we have to look towards to look for what they're doing and keep an eye on what they're doing as well, because it's probably going to come over to this side as well. I know we're looking more, or America's looking at regulations, which is really kind of trying to impose their own authority on cryptocurrencies and blockchain as well. That's really what they're doing, but the East is not doing that so much. So we'll have to look towards what they're doing just now, and I think China is still, as much as the stance on cryptocurrency and blockchain is just now, I think that's going to change, and I think it's a ruse. I think that's going to change big time, and they're going to lead, they're going to dominate the world of cryptocurrency and blockchain within the next couple of years if we're not careful. So we'll have to look at what they're doing. And despite what you're hearing in the news, I think China are leading the way with cryptocurrency and blockchain as well. So just have to keep an eye on that. Analyst has Bitcoin indicator that called 3 massive rallies flashing. So this analyst, Scott Melker of Texas West Capital, says an indicator that preceded 3 major Bitcoin rallies is now flashing. So the weekly XBT chart confirmed the massive bullish divergence in oversold territory on stochastic RSI. This is the 4th time that this has happened since the Bitcoin top. The first move priced from 6,400 to 9,900. The second preceded the pump from 3,200 to 14,000, and the third predicted the move from 7,400 to 10,400 just weeks ago. What will the 4th one in the sequence do? So they're saying there's a bullish divergence. This is this down here. This is for the stochastic RSI, and there's a bullish divergence there. And so it happened kind of 4 times recently, and each time it's gone up by about 50%. Bitcoin price has gone up by 50%. So it kind of coincides with what I'm saying as well. I think we're going to jump back up again. We've filled the CME gap, and now it's going to jump back up. We'll see if this rings true as well. This is from Crypto Potato. New YouTube crypto ban. The giant has started removing cryptocurrency related videos with no warning. Now, this is all over the news this morning. Chris Dunn and a couple of other people, a lot of other people have been banned, or the videos have been banned. And I think what's happening here, well, I'll just kind of look at this story just now. YouTube, the Google-owned social media mogul, claimed to be restricting and even deleting cryptocurrency related videos and channels. Several crypto influencers had reported over the past few hours of the removal of videos and even complete channels. Such is the case with veteran crypto investor and influencer Chris Dunn, operating one of the most popular channels in the industry with over 200,000 subscribers. Now, I think this is happening. What's happening is there's several groups of people that are actually putting complaints to YouTube about videos, certain kind of videos that are being used and violating certain policies. And if kind of YouTube receives one of these, it's easy to get someone banned or easy to get a video banned from YouTube if you're doing that. So this could happen to anybody really, and I think that's what's happening just now. YouTube are going to be clamping down on it. Just now, I think they've issued something a couple of weeks ago actually about this as well. So they'll be looking at that, and no doubt this is going to come back up again. So I don't think it's anything to do with cryptocurrency per se. I think cryptocurrency YouTubers are being targeted by these groups of people and put in complaints, because it's easy to put in a complaint and YouTube have to act on it kind of straight away, as is a policy. They're going to have to change that policy. I've not been affected. I'm not a big channel at all, but a lot of bigger channels are being affected just now. Okay, this is from the best investment of the decade turned $1 into $90,000. This is from CNN Business. This is from the other day, but I thought it was worth reiterating since we're coming up for the end of the year. So the decade is almost over, and one incredibly volatile investment stood out from all the rest as the best of the 2010s. Want to guess what it was? Bitcoin, obviously. According to a recent report by Bank of America Securities, if you invested $1 in Bitcoin at the start of the decade, it would now be worth more than $90,000. So if you've invested $10, it'd be worth $900,000. If you invested $100, it'd be worth $9 million. If you invested $1,000, it'd be worth $900 million. No, it'd be worth $90 million, sorry, dollars, which is crazy when you think about it. A Bitcoin is currently valued at $7,000, while that's still significantly below its peak price of just under $20,000 2 years ago. Is substantially higher than the fractions of a penny that one Bitcoin cost at the beginning of the 2010s. Bitcoin remains a highly speculative investment, but it has soared during the past decade as it emerged as the most popular and widely accepted cryptocurrency. More retailers are accepting Bitcoin as a form of payment, and several investment firms and exchanges have launched futures trading for Bitcoin and moved that helped legitimize it. Okay, in this news story, this is from Bitcoinist, why crypto markets will soon see a massive influx of big money. So in a recent interview, Henry Arslanian gave his opinion on the future of crypto markets and why he believes that more institutional investors are about to arrive. So in a recent interview with Bloomberg, Arslanian started with the topic of Libra, stating that Facebook's proposed cryptocurrency is what led central banks to become more interested in crypto. According to him, banks were very slow in their reaction towards virtual currencies. However, these days, over 70% of central banks around the world are looking into crypto. 70% is a huge number. If that number is true, he believes that the following months will bring a major change when it comes to big transnational organizations showing interest in crypto. China is a major topic of discussion in and out of the industry right now, as it is getting ready to launch its own CBDC, which will be the first of its kind. In fact, even Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook CEO, pointed out that China should be one of the reasons why the US should act quickly in regard to crypto. He believes that the US needs to see more progress with cryptocurrencies. In the meantime, Libra is supposed to bring a big change to the world of international transactions. Arslanian notes there's around 500 billion that gets transacted per year across borders. The majority of that is being sent by more than 250 million migrants, and he expects Libra to have a major role in this space. So he's expecting Libra to be big on this as well. I don't know if the American government, if they're going to back Libra or not. Obviously, they've been down on it just now and they're giving Mark Zuckerberg a hard time, obviously because they're going to lose control and power. But will they back it, and will it control Libra as well, or will they bring out their own currency as well? Or will they get with it with regards to regulations and adopting cryptocurrency more as well? When asked about potential implication for Bitcoin and other older cryptocurrencies, Arslanian said that Bitcoin is still the mother of all cryptocurrencies. Meanwhile, he points out that Libra still relies on fiat currencies as underlying assets. BTC, on the other hand, is decentralized. As for other crypto assets, they all have their own use cases and purposes, which is why they're likely to keep existing side by side. So he's saying here, we touched upon the topic of taxation, stating there's been a lot of regularity, clarity on the front in the last 24 months. The IRS took the lead and can be credited for bringing a lot more clarity with regards to crypto taxes in the last several months. I don't think that's the case. I think they're just looking for their share in the cryptocurrency market, or share of the money that's going on just now. So it's not taking the lead as such. But basically what it's saying in this article, that there's a lot more money coming into crypto. They've been saying that since 2019, but do believe at this time. I think there's more and more evidence backed the number that's going up daily on a daily scale. We'll just look at backed what they've been doing. Total volume, ICM this week's summary of backed Bitcoin monthly futures. So 110 million. So this is the weekly volume. So week 51, week 40 it was the highest, 124 million. But you can see where it started off, 4 million, 3 million, 4 million, 2 million, then it suddenly jumps up. So there is a lot of institutional investment out there, or money out there. And this is a daily volume, 47.3, 11.1, 6.6 is still really good. So yeah, I do believe that there's a lot of institutional money coming in the future for 2020, and we're going to see a big rise for Bitcoin. Okay, we'll just have one last look at the Bitcoin price. It's going back up. Excellent. So it's filled that CME gap. I'm going to say it's filled at 7,203. This is a different kind of pricing. This is a BTC1 price, or the CME futures price. It didn't quite get down there on the CME futures, but I'm going to say it's filled that gap and we now can go back up from here. Prediction for the end of the year 2019, I'm going to stick with 9,200. I'm just going to stick by that. I did say a couple of months ago 9,200, and I think we'll get up to that price. I think we're going to start to see a big increase in the price of Bitcoin. I don't think it's going to go down the way as a lot of people are expecting. I think we're going to see a bigger price jump from here on in up towards the halving as well, which is going against the grain of the halving, or the halvening, sorry. But I think we're going to see a big jump. 9,200 is my prediction for the end of the year. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate it. If you could hit the like on the way out as well, that would be fantastic. And all it is left for me to say is have a brilliant Christmas. I hope you get everything you want. And I hope you take this time as well just to realise how grateful we all should be at this time of year as well, what we've got and what we have in our lives as well. We've got so much to be grateful for, and this is a time to kind of reflect on that and just look at the things that we do have in our lives as well. The very fact that you're watching this video as well is something to be grateful for as well. So thank you very much. I will see you after Christmas. It'll be probably on the 27th. I'll make another video like this. As I said, I'm experimenting, but have a brilliant Christmas and I hope everything goes well. Until next time, namaste. Take care. Bye now.